Yo, what up, guys? Beside here with a champion guide or champion spotlight to showcase my build of this Sacred Order epic champion who is getting quite popular these days in Raid Shadow Legends because he recently became part of a new big shield, big unkillable type of team, which all they have to do is increase duration of buffs. And his name is Anchorite. He's not the first champion in Raid to be able to do this. There are 3 or 4 other epics who do a similar thing, but he's very known for this A2 right here. It has a, well, it will remove one random debuff from any of your allies that has debuffs on them, just one debuff. So it's not like a full team cleanser, but that's not the main thing about this A2. The other part that says increased duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn is what this champion is best known for. If you're gonna build Anchorite for your team, most likely you're building him because of this A2. So we'll talk about these other skills which makes him more useful in other content, but take note, for the Clan Boss and for the Hydra, where you see this champion being built and used, it's most likely because of this A2, where you want to have buffs out there before he increases the duration of those buffs. So it might be for a Wixwell Yannicka teams, it might be with Emic, it might be with Brogni, whatever the case might be. He comes in there, increase all the duration of their buffs by 1 more turn. You find this champion being built in active sets that also make him use this skill more often if you're building him for those type of teams. All right, that's the A2. What about the A3? It's not also useless. Even if the A2 makes him shine the most, the A3 will bring increased crit rate, increased crit damage to all your allies, which makes them build or wants to build their crit rate with only 70%. So if you're going to build a Clan Boss damage dealer, let's say you're building your Fane, you're building your Ratalos, if they are always going to be in the same team with Anchorite in that Clan Boss or in the Hydra, you want to build those damage dealers with 70% crit rate because he will always have this increased crit rate buff on them, and he most likely will also increase the duration of this buff on them. All right, it's on a 4-turn cooldown when you spend books on it, and the boss will last for 2 turns and then increase duration up to last for an extra 3 turns. I don't know. So that's the 2 things that he brings to Raid. His A1 is also not useless. Champions like Anchorite who have an A1 that hits everybody, they are best known to be built in a set that will most likely stun all the enemies, which is in a stun set. This champion only hits the enemies with this A1. The A2 does not hit, the A3 does not hit, right? It does not hit. It doesn't say anything about hitting, right? That's it. These 2 skills don't hit. This one instead does a full heal for 1 person. He heals one of your allies to 100% of their HP, full heal, while before doing this increased crit rate and increased crit damage. That's this skill. But for the A1, that's the only skill that hits. That tells you that this champion is not going to be the best damage dealing champions in Raid. So you're totally fine not to build 100% crit rate or 100% crit damage on this champion because his A2 and A3 is not doing any damage in the first place. So why would you build a champion with just A1 damage? There might be cases where that might be useful, or if you have no other stats to put on him, you're fine with 100% crit rate, but 100, 200, 250 crit damage is totally wasted on this champion. You rather focus on sustain stats, speed stats, resistance stats than damage stats on a champion like this who only hits with the A1. So, but the hits from the A1 is best known to be built in a stun set. A1 champions in a stun set, what do they do? They stun most of the waves. There's a small chance to stun, but still, the more A1 used, the more waves content will be stunned. That makes this champion very, very good in content like the faction war, where you're trying to deal with the wave. Gonna be useful a little bit in the boss with these other skills, but for the wave content, crowd control, A1 in a stun set is the best way to go. Also in content like the City of Centranos, if there is any stages where I'm required to use the Secret Order epic champion, support epic champion, I'm gonna build him in a stun set and put him to good use. I might not even use the A2 and A3, I'll just using the A1, A1, A1 repeatedly against City of Centranos wave, which makes them not even move when I'm stunning them. That's why I hope to use this champion one day in the future. He does have an aura of increased ally HP in all battles up to 25%. That's a good aura for an epic champion. It's not just for arena, it's not just for dungeons, it's not just for other, it's just anywhere you have this champion in the leader slot, all your allies will have a 25% increased HP aura added to their own HP already stats they have. But that's not the best aura you want to use in the leader slot. Most people will always use the speed aura in the leader slot or a defensive aura. Hardly we see players in raid adding a HP based champion like this in the leader slot, except they're doing the big shields teams or infinity comps or something like that. So that's Anchorite Skills. I'll show you how I built this champion, but take note, I've already talked about the best thing to build this champion for is going to be the A2. If you're not going to use this champion for his A2 capability, then you're probably trying to use him for his A1 capability. I don't think this A3 is a reason to build him and use him in your team. He's not going to be the best healer. He's not going to be increased crit rate and increased crit damage is not a reason to add champion in a team, right? That shouldn't be the primary reason, because that's obviously not enough to have him in the team. So if you're not going to use him in the Clan Boss Hydra, or you're not going to use him in Cities and Trainers or other wave content for A1 stun, I don't think you're going to build this champion. Just fair game right there. All right, so with that on the with that notice put out there, let me tell you why I build this champion. I'm trying to build my Wixwell, Yannicka, Shield, Unkillable, Hydra, Clan Boss, whatever team I want to use them for. Wixwell and Yannicka are best known these days as one of the newest ways that you can survive long term with a big fat shield in content like Hydra and content like the Clan Boss. So I wanted to build that team together. That's why I put Anchorite in this end game kind of build, and I was lacking speed gear. So for newer players thinking how to build the Anchorite, this is not a champion that needs specific artifact sets. He's not picky, that's what I'm saying. All he needs is the right speed to be in line with every other champion in the team, so he can increase their buff. Basically, they want to put the buff, he increases it. They place the buff, he increases the duration. That's what you want him for. So I put him in an artifact set that doesn't really say much about him. Fine, this artifact set will protect this buff that he places, so his increased crit rate and increased crit damage doesn't get stolen by any of the allies or doesn't get removed by the Hydra heads or something like that. But still, it's not that important. I just had my best speed. I found it in protection. That's why I put it on him. For beginner sets, I'll always recommend you go with triple speed for this champion. Even if you're going to use this champion for the Clan Boss, you might be having so much shield that you don't even care about survivor. That's how much shield that you can be placed. He doesn't place the shield. Remember, somebody else places the shield. He increases it. Whether you're doing with a Brogni or a Wixwell or an Emic, whatever team you're building, there are lots of videos about that. I'll build one soon. But for now, I didn't go triple speed because I don't have a lot of speed sets. I don't have a lot of speed sets. I got more speed from protection set than my speed set. That's why I put him. Another early game build, if you don't have like a big shield protection team, you want to go with Clan Boss Champion's best type of artifact set in the early game, which is going to be lifesteal. Even if it's the A1 that is the only one that gets him some healing, that might be enough War Master hits for him to get his healing back on point. So that's the lifesteal set for the early game where you're not building a Wixwell team. You're just doing a Sepulchre and you're just doing an Anchorite. It works. So he increased duration of Sepulchre's buffs by 1 more turn. That's the lifesteal set for him for that super early game build. So that you want to use him for maybe. Now for a more end game build, I'm thinking Relentless. I'm thinking Reflex. I'm thinking any of those sets that will make him get extra turns so he can use that skill again and again. And Relentless is one way that makes most allies take extra turns, right? Or make him take extra turns, and that's one way to go. I didn't feel like this champion deserved my best Relentless set, even if I have enough. So that's why I put him in a set that I normally don't put on anybody. But Relentless is one way to make sure he keeps increasing the duration of those buffs to an extra high amount. And for those shield comps, their shields keep growing bigger if those conditions are met. And Toxic set is one that most people will also put in for if they already have enough damage coming in, if the shield is already, or if the buffs is already increased to a high amount. They just put Toxic set for him to contribute a little bit of damage right here. So where is the Reflex I'm talking about? Yes, that's it. If you put Reflex on him, you might use the increased crit rate and increased crit damage once and never use it again. So he can always focus on trying to reduce and increase the duration of this buff from that. So in those type of team, he'll most likely lock out this skill so that the Reflex can do its job of always always having the chance, a small 40% chance of reducing the cooldown of a random skill, which is going to be the A2. So you can use it again and again. I've seen him built in Reflex for sure. So that's this artifact set I would recommend. No other one right here fits him. Definitely no Perception. Like I said, this champion adds no debuff to the team. There's no reason why you should be using Accuracy Banner or Accuracy Chest on this champion or Accuracy Perception set. It doesn't make any sense. He's not built for damage either. No crazy savage, no nothing like that. All right. Now that you know the artifact recommendations, all you're looking for if you don't have artifact set is speed. You can see speed 18 plus 2. You can see my speed right here 18 plus 1. You can see my speed 23 plus 2. You can see my speed right here 5 plus 3. That's low. Another speed 16 plus 3. I was just looking for speed. And of course the protection set also adds some speed bonuses right here, 15%, 12% more. See, I took advantage of that since I didn't have enough speed set. So just look for speed to make him match the speed requirement for your teams. Don't just go make him the fastest champion and then he goes out of tune or loses his buff. That's not wise. Speed tune this champion to go in live with your other teams. Speed boots as always. He doesn't have crit damage on the amulet. He doesn't have crit damage on the glove. He does have crit rate on the glove though. And no accuracy on the banner. He went with HP and also speed substat right here. 6 pieces of protection set, which means the buff he puts out will be protected. Total stat I was looking at over 70k HP, not even up to 3k defense. That's not so nice. I'll try to increase that defense. Crit rate is above cap of 100, but check out my crit damage, nowhere to be found, and no accuracy also nowhere to be found. But the resistance might be something I might have to think about in the future to get him up to the resistance amount needed for that content. All right, that's my Anchorite build for Masteries. This champion doesn't contribute any damage. Like I said, his A2 does not hit, his A3 does not hit, so I put him in a normal general mastery build that makes him only contribute damage from the A1 of War Master. Some people might even build in defense and support 3. Check out lhate.com for other mastery recommendations for this champion. I took these masteries off their site and I'm sure this is the right masteries for Clan Boss. This is how we normally build our Clan Boss champion, War Master, and this counter attack hits for the A1. So nothing special about this mastery. He can also be used in content without mastery because it doesn't benefit a lot from masteries. He doesn't need to boost his healing or anything. He doesn't need all this. He doesn't need to come down the accuracy 3. He's a champion that doesn't need a lot from masteries, except in some content where you want him to be going crazy fast like this. I don't know where you might need that in Hydra or something. So that's my masteries. It's totally not recommended. I just wanted to showcase that. And then for my blessings, I went with cruelty blessing because he's going to contribute a little bit of damage by making sure he decreases their defense a little bit from this cruelty. That's what it does, right? 1%, and then even decrease their defense more further from cruelty. He's one of the few champions that can add to your teams for that content. All right, now I want to say that Anchorite is not the only champion that does this main skill. If you select your filter options right here in the champion page, you can select other effects. Can you see right? Other effects is what can show you all the champions that have a positive effect that does what? Increase buff duration. You always find those type of teams always have more than one person, one champion that increase buff duration. So you might see some people pair Anchorite with Gothica. See some people pair Anchorite with Demeter. See you pairing Anchorite with Sandler Survivor. Or even if you don't have an Anchorite, you might, some people will be pairing Sandler Survivor and all that. All they are looking for is one of a skill that what? Where is it? Not the revive. I'm looking for increase duration of all buffs by 1 turn. Now she has it on a 3-turn cooldown, which makes it super good. Demeter also has it on a 3-turn cooldown, right? Where is it? Increase duration. See, 3-turn. Then decrease. So Demeter has it on a 3-turn cooldown. Sandler Survivor has this skill on a 3-turn cooldown. Why does Anchorite have it on a 4-turn cooldown though? Oh, it's also on a 3-turn cooldown. I thought it's on a 4-turn cooldown. It almost feels like a 4-turn cooldown. Okay, it's this skill that is on a 4-turn cooldown. I mixed it up. So they all have it on a 3-turn cooldown, and they're usually paired together. When I say paired together, they're usually used together, or 1 or 2 of them. So if you don't have a Gothica, you could use an Anchorite. You can use a Demeter for that same purpose. Although Demeter brings an entirely different thing to the team. I just wanted to showcase other champions who are used for similar purposes. So if you already have a champion like Sandlash, you already have a champion like Gothica, you already have a champion like Demeter, you might not need this champion as the main key for you to unlock those unkillable big shield block damage thing. They can also serve in that same capacity of increasing duration of buffs. It's the same thing they do. I just wanted to showcase that and state that one clearly. Now I'm going to test Anchorite in one content only. Normally, my champion guys, I take champions into the dungeon and test them out in Dragon and all that to show you how they work. Anchorite doesn't need that because he is such a support character that he doesn't bring much to wave content. Except I put him in a stun set, which is currently not in a stun set. So therefore, I'm not going to be testing this champion out in the Dragon or anything. It's not going to be helping anybody showcase his true abilities. His true abilities shine in content like Clan Boss, where you actually need your buffs to be increased exponentially. So I put together this sample Clan Boss team that I wanted to run just to end the video with this champion build to show you how he runs in a team like this and what he brings to the team. Now, this is the team I put together. I've not built my Wixwell Yannicka team, so I can't showcase that. So make sure you subscribe to know when I put that team together, and Anchorite will showcase himself in such a team. For now, I just wanted to showcase him in a normal team. This feels like a normal team, right? You have epics, and one damage dealer who is a legendary, Ratalos, who can be any damage dealer. Can even be Frozen Banshee in that slot. One thing I wanted to showcase is how you can use Anchorite or any other champion who increase duration of buff to increase the duration of the buffs on Sepulchre Sentinel. Why Sepulchre? Because she's one of the champion that needs her buff, duration of her buffs increased, so she can place it for a longer time, I guess. So even if you don't want to use a Demeter in this case, you can have a Ally Protection champion right here in that position, so it can even last a little bit longer. Let me add Ally Protection Epic, who is going to be Toragi the Frog, or any other Ally Protection. It could be Skull Crusher in that position. Let me just add that one. So we have only Anchorite increasing duration of buffs for us right here. I'll run this battle. I'll not run it all the way to the end. I just want to showcase what he does in a team and show you how he works and how you can use him to your advantage. So this is Ultra Nightmare, so we're not expecting to survive long, but with a team like this, what you're looking for is a 3-key Ultra Nightmare as one of the ways when you're struggling in the early game and you're trying to build an unkillable team, you don't have the right champions to make it happen, you go build a killable team. This team will not last 50 turns, but at least they should be able to do a 3-key, 2-key if you're very lucky with the right damage. So you don't want to start this battle with the team with the skill that increase duration of buffs, right? You want to wait until there are buffs out there. That's what I mean by speed tuning him to make sure he does it at the right time. So since there are no buffs for him to increase, I'm going to start the battle with my increased crit rate and increased crit damage buff right here. So whoever is going to do damage to this boss now will have increased crit rate and increased crit damage on them, right? I'm going to also start this battle with the block, or should I wait a little bit, one more turn? Let's wait one more turn, right? Yeah, let's wait one more turn before we place this all this stuff, because they might get removed or expired. I'll go A1 right here, decrease attack, and land my HP bonds, and Ratalos goes in with his big damage. Boom, 281k damage right here. Ally Protection, should I place it now? Yes, before we get the big hit on us, we're protected. Now that Ally Protection is on us, we're trying to increase the duration of that Ally Protection, so it doesn't just last for the first AoE, it can also last for the second AoE. It's not going to fall out, right? So he currently does not have the buff from Sepulchre. I don't want to increase it right now until Sepulchre places her own. I should have let Sepulchre place her own. So he went in with his A1. Now Sepulchre can go in placing her own buff, right? I'll go in with the A2 from this champion. And I'm just trying to make him use that right skill at the right time. That's why you see me doing it to manual right now. And now is the time to increase duration of the buffs. So whether you want 2 champions who do this increased duration of buffs, will make you know whether Sepulchre wants to do it on the first turn or not. So now place the increased duration of buffs, and we're safe. Kind of. We're safe. So we took all that damage like nothing happened. Both the shield, both the increased defense, both the block debuff buff, all were increased. Even the ally protection were increased by 1 more turn. So that's how it normally should go. This is not speed tune. Normally I'll click it auto right now and let it go, but things might begin to go wrong when you click on auto that you don't expect. A1. Boom. We're protected from the stun. Why? Because we increased the duration of that and we kind of survived it. So Sepulchre still cannot place that skill right now until turn 2. So you might want to speed tune this, put it in the Clan Boss calculator, make sure your numbers are in line. I just wanted to showcase what he does. Ally protection is covered. Wait till Sepulchre places her stuff. Don't increase it yet. Wait for Sepulchre. Boom, boom. We survive that hit. Sepulchre places her stuff next, and then I'll end the battle. 322 on an A1. He can't still. He's so fast. He's too fast. He's too fast for his own good. This is what I was waiting for him to increase this that Sepulchre places. I really don't care about him increasing the ally protection. It can be useful too. I should have let him increase it though, because it fell off too fast. So, but I really wanted him to increase the duration of this one. So maybe you can pair Sepulchre and the ally protection to use at the right time, and so he can increase it at the right time. With a team like this, you can get a 3-key Ultra Nightmare if you can survive long enough, do all your damage fast enough, and yeah, let the boss go down before turn 30 or so. All right, that's what I wanted to showcase about this champion and what it brings to your team. We got protected from the stun, so as long as we're not getting the stun, we're safe, kind of, I think. One more time for him to do his stuff before I end it. One more time. He's not available yet. HP Bonds is out there. A1 decrease defense landed, but we didn't put ally protection yet. Still cannot increase duration. Should have speed tuned this dude. Now we'll put ally protection. We can't yet block the stun. Remove the buff from the boss. A1. Still cannot do it though. Should I increase duration? No. Sepulchre is so slow though. He's so faster than Sepulchre. He's like taking 2 turns before she takes 1 turn. And finally she places it. And then he can now increase the duration of everything, including the ally protection. He removed the debuff that we just got to. That's nice. Cool. 669 on that damage. Alright, let me end it right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully I showcase where this champion can be used and what type of team he works best with. If you don't have any buffs for him to increase, I don't think there's any reason for him to be in your teams. If you don't have any content where his A1 is the main champion, you need to be always stunning the wave content, I don't think there's any need to put him in a stun set. Anyways, that's what I wanted to showcase about this champion. There are lots of other champions in Raid who do something similar with a revive, and most people even prefer a champion like that than him, but he comes in handy when those champions are busy in specific teams. You can also use him. All right, that's my Anchorite champion guide and champion build showcase. Let me know in the comments what you think about this champion. Does it feature in your Wixwell team or other type of teams? I'd love to know in the comments below. Besides those type of big shield comp and unkillable teams, where else would you use this champion? I'd love to know in the comments. Maybe we'll find some new ways to use him in City of Centranos or the new PvP mode that just came out. That's all I have for you guys right now. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which champion I should take a look at next, and I will definitely test them out and build them out and use them in a video like this next. Later guys.